Okay, so you've guessed it, you've seen it, Ultra GOGETA Blue is coming back. Now the real question is, how many Chrono Crystals are you spending on this banner? Now jokes aside, I'm going to keep this video in two parts. I'm going to put first part as to why you should summon, and I'm going to put the second part as to why you shouldn't summon. And I feel like either side is going to have good arguments, and I feel like that's down to you to make the decision. If you want to know what I'm doing, I have him 14 stars, so I'm not summoning because I've maxed him out. That's not a flex, but yeah. But yeah, no matter what you decide, if you are summoning, let me know how many Chrono Crystals you're going to spend, if you have any at that. And if you're not summoning, let me know how many Chrono Crystals you've got right now and what you'd like to save for. But yeah, let's actually get into this video, man. Press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. Let's get into this. Okay, so to start the video, I think people are going to want a lot of reasons not to summon. Now I've got the banner here, and just ignore the dates. Just assume that it's going to be here for minimum a week, maximum 2 or about 10 days. So yeah, 7 days you should actually be thinking about the general span of how long the banner will last, but most likely more than that if you're lucky. We're going to talk about why you shouldn't summon right here, and I feel like the main reason why you shouldn't summon is simply because there's a lot of stuff coming up, and newer units just generally do better, and they help you throughout the game in a number of ways, not just Legend Limited, but we could get a new Ultra very soon with the Majin Buu Saga actual campaign that's already confirmed by the Dragon Ball Legends devs. On top of that, bigger things, the anniversary literally starts at the end of May 28th. We can even Google it right now since we're here. When did Dragon Ball Legends start? May 17th, so you should expect the anniversary for the game to be around that time. They usually do it further on from May, so that they start their countdown around this time, but it's never going to be exactly on the 17th. So just off the fact that obviously Ultra GOGETA Blue is not a bad unit in any way, shape or form, but there's going to be a lot of things coming out. You might be interested in Majin Buu Saga, and then obviously leading into the anniversary where we could get Ultra GOGETA Blue, which a lot of people are anticipating. You don't want to miss out on that, so that's a very good reason to just save in general. Not just including that, but I'm sure you guys know it when it comes to things like gauntlets, co-op, raid, where there's so many resources, it is hell to do it without the new units. Now Ultra GOGETA Blue is very reliable, and of course he reigns PvP alongside Ultra Goku Black Rose, but saving your Chrono Crystals will have a big benefit because the Ultra banners, generally speaking, do not have a lot of value. So if we look at the legend tickets, these are just terrible. The shop is terrible. Nobody even uses the shop, and most of you free to play guys will rarely get enough to actually buy anything in the shop. And if you do, the shop's really not going to help you get one copy of an old LL that could probably just be a Zenkai buff or whatever, and you won't use them all the time at that. So that sucks. Cool, moving on. If we look at who's actually on the banner, outdated. All the LFs are bad. You probably have maybe these 2, these 3, 14 stars already, maybe even Blue Bros, because when they dropped they actually had 3 times the power rates. A lot of reasons not to summon. Ultra GOGETA Blue is valuable, but he's like the only valuable thing on this banner. Everything else is just crap filler, and there's so much filler on this banner. So even if you wanted something else like a specific EX or a Sparking, the odds are you're not going to get the one you want anyways. So you need to think about it like that. Ultra rates are just generally bad. Everybody literally went through Ultra Goku Black Rose, and whether you got him or you didn't, I feel like the general consensus is that people had a hard time actually getting him. And if you think it's going to be any easier with Ultra GOGETA Blue, with the fact that Ultra Rose just left, it's not going to get easier. Ultra banners are all the same, and they're there to take out your Chrono Crystals. This is very good bait at that. And it's a very good time given that they're just going into the Majin Buu Saga. Keep your Chrono Crystals low. They drop a new Ultra, a new Legend Limited. Keep your Chrono Crystals even lower, and then the anniversary comes and you're literally just out of the game, man. You're gonna have no Chrono Crystals for the anniversary, and that's gonna put you so deep in the mud, and that's going to suck. But yeah, that's all the reasons why you shouldn't summon, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything else other than just the fact that the banners are generally just bad, and you really need to be saving for the future. But it is a very good bait. Now we need to get in why you should summon. Now I'm just gonna spend this section gassing up Ultra GOGETA Blue, because in my opinion anyways, and a lot of people's opinion, he is still the best unit in the game, not being boosted and going up against 2 other Ultras. Hit and Ultra Goku Black Rose. Ultra Gogeta Blue seems so consistent, and his kit seems very, very timeless because of his counter. The way I like to describe his counter, or him in general, is as inevitable. If you don't know what that means, it just means it's guaranteed to happen. There's no way of avoiding it, because if you actually hit him, unless he's not soul boosted, which is never going to be the case really and truly, he is going to actually take damage, then his gauge is going to fill, and then as long as somebody does a blast art, his counter will activate. It's almost unavoidable if you just stand still with the enemy, unless they do specific strike cancels, and the odds are just so low. But the fact is, his gauge will fill, he will heal back, he will go type neutral, he will get a blue card if the counter activates. There's so much good about his kit as well. Rising Russian and getting his Vanish back. The green card after a certain timer counts makes him go type neutral, and it can actually draw his Vanish back, which is dope. He's got blast armor, which is great. His blue cards do amazing damage. There's a lot in his kit already, just off like what I've said there. That's just off the dome. So Ultra Gogeta Blue is a unit you're gonna want, and he's a fusion unit. Now, for new guys or anybody that might be starting in the anniversary, I don't know if anybody's going to be watching this in future, but Fusion Warriors are just the safest units to pick in the whole game. If you summon on Fusion Warrior banner, you're going to get the value you want out of it, because every time a Fusion Warrior drops, they always go number one. Just like Yeet said, all we do is just go number one. It don't make sense, because the devs just cook them up so good, and Ultra Gogeta Blue is the perfect example of that. So the one thing you can guarantee with this banner is if you pull Ultra Gogeta Blue, you're guaranteed to get a good unit. You're getting what you're summoning for. You're getting quality. You can't get that same guarantee in a lot of other ultras, even though they might look nice. And Ultra Gogeta Blue looks fantastic, by the way. Easily one of the best ultra arts in the game. So another reason why you might want him. You are going to get the value of what you're looking for with the unit. Outside of that, he's going to guarantee you good quality pick gameplay, being able to compete in PvP, because obviously he is a top 3 unit in the game. For me, number 1, and a lot of people also believe he's number 1. I'm not going to say objectively, because the other ultras are valid in the game as well, but he's also just very versatile. He has many tags. Movies, easily a top 3 team in the game. God Key, top 3 team in the game. If you lead us long, you can put him on Future. That's insane. Fusion Warriors, they're always going to get bust, and with the Margin Boost saga, you know we got 2 Fusion Warriors in that one arc, so a Gold Tanks and a Vegito. Odds are we could get something for both of those guys. They could drop an LL Gold Tanks. It would match very well with one of those units, so I'm just putting that out there as well. On top of the fact that SV over here, maybe his Platinum's going to awaken, you might pull a couple copies of him. So that's just me throwing out stuff there to give incentive on people summoning, but I'm sure people already know that they're going to summon or not. Like, it's not something I need to influence, but I'm just putting out all the reasons as to why you might summon for somebody that might be new in the game. These, they stack up over time. Ultras are just going to be relevant, so maybe by the time you get to anniversary, you'd actually just be able to use 1,000 of these and actually buy something from the shop. But again, the shop isn't great. I'm not going to try and gas it up. I'm just putting that out there because it's something else I can talk about to actually make you summon. It's a very good bait, and I'm actually not against summoning, so I'm going to get to what I think and just conclude the video. Now, I gave reasons for both sides as to whether you should or shouldn't summon, and I'll be honest, do I think it's generally worth it? Yes. At least 1 copy of this guy, 2 is safe, but it's difficult to get it. Ultra Gogeta Blue, on the odd scenario you do pull him, you're going to be very satisfied, and I don't feel like you can get that guarantee of a lot of units going forward. Ultra Gogeta Blue is one of those units that when you summon, you know he's going to be useful for a long amount of time, and you don't have to worry about him necessarily getting countered. Even if they drop the most dominant yellow in the game that we've ever seen, Ultra Gogeta Blue can still compete, in my opinion. Like, the yellow would have to be literally a direct counter to this guy, just blocking his gauge. Maybe we haven't seen a gauge lock unit yet, so that's just something I'd put out there. But generally speaking, I feel like literally Ultra Gogeta Blue is a very, not going to say unstoppable, but he's up there in the ranks of units we've seen in the game that just dominate for a long time. The longevity he's going to have, I feel like you're going to get a lot of value out of him. It's not something you're going to summon for and then he's going to be irrelevant next month. You're going to have him for a couple months, maybe even the whole year, like Ultra Super Gogeta. So I do think the banner's worth it, even though it is a ginormous, and that's not a word by the way, but a gigantic, enormous, ginormous bait. It's a bait. It's trying to bait you out to spend your Chrono Crystals so that you don't have any Chrono Crystals, and it forces people to buy Chrono Crystals when they need Chrono Crystals. But I still think it is worth your Chrono Crystals to summon for Ultra Gogeta Blue. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the video like that, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. I'm just here trying to help, man. Ultra Gogeta Blue is a big drop, so we gotta talk about it, man. But all of you guys, hey, take care. If you're summoning, good luck. Like I said at the start of the video, let me know whether you're actually spending, how much you're going to try spend on him, and if you're not spending, then how many Chrono Crystals you got right now, because we're all saving. Well, I'm saving. I'm on 17,000. So yeah, my name's Zakashi, guys. Everybody take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.